The word for city in Finnish is kaupunki, right? And you have to say it like you're from Finland, right? Kaupunki. But Helsinki, man, they are putting the punk back into kaupunki like no other city that I know in the world. Every time I come to Helsinki, I am surprised. I'm amazed. The urban development of this city is really like so few other places. Helsinki does their own thing. Like they're on a completely different level, and especially compared to the Nordic countries and the Nordic cities, like Helsinki is just like light years ahead of what we're doing elsewhere. The scale of this bridge that I'm standing on and all the other bridges that are connected to this huge project is absolutely brilliant. The longest bridge in Finland, and it's only for trams and pedestrians and cyclists. No motorists are going to be able to use this bridge at all. Like, who does that? Seriously, if you think about other cities around the world, putting this much effort, money into a bridge like this only for soft mobility, and really is something that impresses me every single time I'm here. It is so cold right now. Wind chill is minus 12, but you got the right clothes on. This is what our Nordic mothers taught us, of course. I'm going to tell you a lot more about this bridge when I get a little bit warmer.
Yeah, you have to hear about this project. Helsinki is growing fast, and instead of just continuing the same urban development status quo of the last 80 years or so, the city did something refreshingly rational and visionary. The Crown Bridges project is about stitching the city together, connecting new and existing neighborhoods directly with the inner city, not with more car lanes, but with light rail, walking, and cycling. This is long-term thinking, planning for a car-light future where public transport does the heavy lifting and active mobility gets the best routes, not the leftovers, not squeezed into the car-centric paradigm. This is an 8-kilometer-long mobility link that turns the sea into a transport corridor instead of a barrier. It is all about bridges. Anni Sinnemaki is the deputy head of the Helsinki City Council, former deputy mayor of the city as well. And she took me out to see the project on that chilly day in January 2026. She has been telling me about this project for years, and I simply had to see it.
This is an amazing new project. You've told me about it years ago. Tell me where we are right now.
We are at the longest bridge in Finland, but what is probably the most interesting thing, it's more than 300 million euros project, and it's done for tram, cycling and walking, so sustainable transport connecting different parts of the city.
It seems like quite a radical project in a European city to build a bridge of this scale, this length to connect neighborhoods, and you completely ignore car traffic. Like, how was that process? Somebody must have hated that idea.
I have to say, it's been a discussion. And there has been, sometimes the discussion has been heated, and there has been some people who have not felt good that the bridge ignores the cars. It started actually that this connection, it was also thought to be done a metro line digged under the sea. Since a metro line, it's completely a public transport project. So when it was transformed and transferred to be a bridge, that also helped us to do a public transport project. And it was analyzed that the places where the bridge ends, there's no so much room for the cars. To speak to the car owners, actually their connections in a way get improved because many people will choose this really fast tram connection to the city center from the island of Laajasalo. So those who really need the car, they will have more space. This tram line, it has altogether 3 bridges. And it's interesting, of course, because these 3 bridges altogether, the walking connections that they do create and the tram line, they will change the geography of the city in many of its places because you suddenly can walk distances that were not walkable conveniently before. And of course, this pylon and the shape of the bridge, it will also shape the whole scenery in Helsinki. Some people have criticized it that the traditional city scenery will change, but I also think that it's sort of perhaps the strength of its project that it creates something new.
But you also have a neighborhood where you have a bunch of tall buildings going up like it's 1965, and that changes the whole
scenery. Yeah, there has been other projects that changed the scenery as well. And I do think also that this is just a shortcut to many routes, be it the tram, be it cycling, be it walking. So I think that this will be really a used connection because it just makes really many trips shorter than they were before.
Mm-hmm.
Firstly, the crown jewel of the entire project, the Kruunusillat. At around 1.2 kilometers, it will be, the longest bridge in Finland. The central pylon rises 130 meters into the air, making it a new landmark on the Helsinki city skyline. It will carry light rail, cyclists, pedestrians, and, of course, emergency vehicles. And it's designed to last 200 years. You know what this is? This is city making. At about 293 meters long, Kruunusillat is going to connect Nihti and Kallisatama. It will also further link up with the tram network. Meriansilta is about 422 meters long. It is lower, it's more horizontal, and it is carefully engineered for the maritime context. It will have sections that can be opened if needed. Not a drawbridge, not a swing bridge, but entire sections of the bridge that can be removed with floating cranes in case of large-scale urban developments in the future. Man, that is an amazing detail. Planning ahead. Together, these three bridges are going to eliminate a massive detour. When it's completed, it's only going to take 17 minutes from one end to the other on the new light rail connection. This is going to rebalance the city and make sustainable transport the obvious choice. And Helsinki being Helsinki, the entire construction process was designed to minimize the disturbance on citizens and mobility. But it also took the environment very, very seriously. They planned around mating seasons in order to minimize the impact on birds and fish. This is next level. 3 cool new bridges not enough for you? Helsinki has you covered. They're also replacing 2 other bridges in the area. 2 older bridges are going to be replaced with better clearances, better space for pedestrians and cycling, and a more humane relationship between traffic and the city around it. It's a full rethink of how these crossings work as urban spaces. The whole project is pedestrian friendly, which is great, and it is also a no-brainer. But apart from light rail, cycling as transport stands to benefit massively from this new connection. Oskari Kauppinmäki is the team leader of bicycle traffic in Helsinki's Urban Environment Division. And no surprise, he is excited about this project as well.
Okay, Oskari, bike guy, City of Helsinki. Pretty impressive project.
For sure.
You must be happy that there's bicycle infrastructure. How is this going to affect cycling in Helsinki?
For one, it's making an extension to an area that used to be 11 kilometers away to an area that will now be 5.5 kilometers away. And now it's going to be a very convenient distance to cycle for people of all ages and abilities. And on top of that, I mean, we're building a network. So it's not just about this bridge, it's about a citywide bicycle highway network and a main route network that's going to make the city connected, coherent. So the best algorithmic calculation as per our bicycle traffic transport model is projecting roughly 1,600 cyclists a day on an average day. But for like peak days, it's projecting at 3,000. Okay. But as you know, traffic models are often rather subtle with how they project bicycle traffic, so the potential, I dare say, is much higher than that.
All right. And then you have your daily commuters going to and from work, but then I guess recreational cycling, you know, like you're opening up whole new areas of Helsinki for just going for a cool bike ride and discovering your city, aren't you?
Oh, definitely. And I mean, for the longest time, the focus has been on commuter cycling in all of the country, but actually the one thing that we really have a lot of potential in is, you know, leisurely biking, free time biking, people going to the shops or going to the restaurants or just, you know, enjoying the scenery.
Construction started in 2021 and trams are expected to start rolling in 2027. But the whole link will open to cyclists and pedestrians in 2026. What Helsinki is doing here is rare. It is building infrastructure that anticipates modern growth and dealing efficiently with the threat of car dependency. They're building bridges that are not just engineering objects. They are statements about what kind of city Helsinki wants to be. A city boldly connecting itself with rails and bikes and refusing to be dominated by cars.